the whole point of a van is so you can put things in it and then take them out. And you'd think the back would be the ideal place, but not American Bantam. You can't get anything into the van from the back, from the sides, or anywhere. I'm pretty sure this little car is unique in the history of motoring because it might be the only delivery van that was ever deliberately designed to be both luxurious and elegant. At the same time, it's also just about completely useless. I'm Jason Torchinsky for the Autopian. This is Torch Drives, and this is a 1938 Bantam Boulevard Delivery. American Bantam was actually a really interesting company, and this particular car, from the doors to the front, looks like almost every other car that American Bantam built. Now, the company's interesting partially because it's one of the only car companies I can think of that's actually named after a chicken, and also because it originally started as American Austin, which was a company that was set up to build licensed copies of the British Austin 7, which was an incredibly influential car. It was basically the Model T of Europe. So building it in America seemed to make a lot of sense. However, American Austin filed for bankruptcy and went out of business and was restarted as American Bantam. Now, when they started as American Bantam, they didn't want to pay the Austin company any royalties, so they changed the engine a little bit, and they completely redesigned the look of the car. They got Alexis D. Sakanovsky, who designed the Auburn Speedster, a beautiful, beautiful car, to make this an Art Deco little jewel masterpiece. It doesn't look like the spindly old Austin 7. Instead, you have these big flowing fenders and a lovely hood and the three stripy lines that you see on lots of Art Deco stuff. And it's really a charming, beautiful little car. And it was unique in the American market because it was a very little car. It was in some ways arguably America's first true compact or microcar. Now, the Bantam company made a lot of different versions of this car. So basically, from the front up into the end of the door is the same on almost all the Bantams. They had roadsters, they had four-seat convertibles, they had enclosed cars. So when it came to making a delivery van, it was really no big deal for them just to design their own box and stick it on the back. Now, a small delivery van is not inherently a bad idea at all. All over Japan and parts of the world, there are tiny little K-class delivery vans that do all kind of great work. But one of the key things that those vans have that this van doesn't is any way whatsoever to get cargo into the damn thing. Arguably, the whole point of a van is so you can put things in it and then take them out. And you'd think the back would be the ideal place, but not American Bantam. For some reason, when they designed the cargo area of this thing, they made the back a solid wall. The only break in it is this tiny little window that looks like about the size of a ski goggle visor, and that's it. You can't get anything into the van from the back, from the sides, or anywhere. The only place, in fact, that you can get anything in and out of this little cargo vehicle is right here with this hole over the seats. And the only way you could actually open or close this whole cargo area was with this ridiculous little crank that you'd put on here in the back of the seat, and then you could crank up this panel that could close it open or shut. And the thing is, why was this considered a good idea? Why would this make any more sense? This is all complicated and slower than actually just having a door at the back. And I suppose it's, oh, the seat does fold down. I wasn't sure if it did. Okay, so the seat folds down, so that helps a little to load things in, but none of this makes any good sense at all whatsoever. Now, I'll get that seat back in. Now, what you might know about the Bantam name, though, is actually really interesting because the predecessor of the Jeep was something called the Bantam Reconnaissance Car. And it's actually a...
If we're talking about Jeeps, you're going to have to go away. I'm the one qualified here to talk about Jeeps. The company that made this, American Bantam, built the BRC, the Bantam Reconnaissance Car, which was the predecessor to the World War II Jeep, making this an absolutely legendary company that we should all pay a lot of respect to. Now, this car and the Austin 7 on which it based led Bantam to build factories and tooling that pretty much put it in the perfect spot to build small cars. And around World War II, that's what the US government needed, a small runabout, a reconnaissance vehicle. So that's what Bantam did. They decided to use the tooling to build what became the World War II Jeep. So the Jeep brand, it owes its life to this company and kind of in some ways this car.
There we go. All right, David and I are taking the Boulevard Delivery, this 1938 American Bantam Boulevard Delivery, the world's only, as far as we know, convertible delivery van.
Convertible luxury delivery van.
Convertible luxury delivery. It has carriage lights on the side for flipping flat.
This has to be the only convertible luxury delivery.
It has to be. There is no, this category doesn't exist. The convertible luxury delivery van market never took off like American Bantam thought it might.
It's true. Also, we got to point out that this is a Donald Duck car. I mean,
okay,
sort of.
We'll teach the controversy here, David, because Donald Duck's car, famously known as the 313, does look a lot like a Bantam.
Yeah.
But there are significant differences. I don't know if we can actually call it a Bantam.
Really?
Well, the grill is different for one thing. The grill's different, the fender design, even taking into account the cartoonification. And maybe the American Bantam Corporation was super litigious, and Disney was like, oh, we don't want to mess with that. So maybe that was it.
I'm gonna say we're in the Donald Duck car because we're as close as the Donald Duck car as you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's true. Even though this one's a little hearsey, you don't want to scare any children thinking we're in a Donald Duck hearse.
Yeah, children should know about that.
Donald Duck's just fine, kids. He's pantsless and having a blast wherever the hell he lives.
That's true.
Yeah. But, okay, so the driving this thing, we got a 747cc, a 15 horsepower motor here.
Flathead 4-cylinder.
Honestly, for something that weighs probably 1,500 pounds, feels pretty.
It doesn't feel slow.
It does not feel slow. I mean, granted, we're doing 15 miles an hour, but it doesn't feel like we're crawling. It feels like we're going at a decent pace.
Well, the acceleration when you hit the pedal is this.
I mean, you get some noise, and it goes a little quicker.
You definitely get some noise.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Woo! Why is this car painted? Like, it's a nice color.
The color's beautiful. It's like wine.
Let's be honest. This thing should have rear doors. It should be black. The interior should be very simple.
But it's none of those things because it's actually luxurious. You're right. This is luxury car color. This is not delivery van color.
Of course.
It's the color of like liver and wine and meat. You know what this kind of is? It's kind of the Aston Martin Signet of the 1930s.
Oh, yes it is.
Because it's upscale and
it's weirdly
tiny.
upscale.
Weirdly upscale. And like a Signet, doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense.
Absolutely not.
It's kind of like that. And honestly, the Signet's something I love, so I'm down with that. I also keep doing it for the phantom indicator, man, because we're turning, and there are no indicators in this. This is all hand indicators.
Don't forget your hand signals.
I am. I'm doing my hand signals. I'm going this way, friend. There we go. Easy car to drive, though. For a 1938 car?
Wow. Oh, he says he grinds.
All right. Should we go to third? I mean, I don't know.
You always downshift. You have a synchronized second.
I'll go down. Oh, here's third. Oh, it's lugging.
It's lugging. Yeah,
it is lugging. But there we go. There we go. It would be like an ideal delivery vehicle for, say, 4 to 6 cupcakes, maybe an orchid on a small handkerchief. That's what this thing was designed to deliver. But good and fast delivery for that. Like if it's like one of those 24-hour orchid delivery places, this is what you want. 2 a.m., you need an orchid now. This will get it to you. All right, I'm gonna downshift in a second.
Dude, I can't believe I am.
Oh yeah, it's synchronized.
I'm looking over the windscreen. This car makes me feel like I'm a real-sized human adult.
Yeah, how's that feel?
It feels
intoxicating,
amazing.
isn't it?
It really does.
It is intoxicating.
Oh my gosh.
I like this thing.
I'll have to alter my dating app height status to sees over the windshield.
Yeah, of an American Bantam.
Well, you don't have to mention the car.
No, but you should throw it in there. What's a lady gonna love more than an American Bantam man?
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. I'm gonna turn around over here. Anyone behind me? There's someone behind me. Who beeps at this? Just go around, Jim.
Who does beep? It's like, honestly, that's like yelling at a panda bear.
Yeah, it's like seeing, exactly. It's like seeing a panda bear in your yard. You go, hey, get the hell off my lawn, panda bear, you exotic bag of crap. All right, let's see if we got enough turning radius to make this. Yeah, we do. Okay, there we go.
All right, let's open it up.
All right, I'm gonna really go forward. Yeah, this is forward. What are we doing? Are we hitting 30?
We're at 27.
Let's see if we can get to 30. Come on! Yeah, I think we got it. I think we're at 30.
Oh, yeah! Oh my gosh!
I mean,
this is floored?
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's not.
This is so slow. Oh,
it's pretty slow. David, what did you think of this 1938 American Bantam Boulevard Delivery vehicle?
It really does not make a whole lot of sense. It's a convertible luxury delivery machine.
That's
of
true.
course it's awesome.
That's a category that does not exist anywhere else.
But it should. It's great.
It's charming as all hell, almost useless, barely useful.
Yeah, that's okay.
But that's okay, because it's just so damn charming. Easy to drive, kind of fun, and I feel like in general, when people talk about American Bantam at all, what do they think of?
They think about Jeep.
That's all they
always
think of.
World War II Jeep, right?
If you're talking about Bantam, yes, they're almost always going to Jeep, but let's remember, Bantam did some cool crap before the Jeep. They did some cool shit, and this is one of those things that's just very cool. So I'm glad we're the vanguard of reminding America about American Bantam, actually reminding the world about American Bantam, because they're nifty little cars, Austin 7 derivatives, fantastic little charming things. So if you're in the market for something novel and new and charming, consider an American Bantam.
One more yell for me.
Ah!
Are you on the pedal?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, wait.
No ignition. You're lucky we didn't flood this thing.
I am lucky we didn't flood this thing. All right, here we go. Should we grab those chairs, throw them in the back? Perfectly good. Holy crap.